We all know BNYX for the insanely hard beats he's done for Drake, Yeet, and many more. However, his most valuable attribute is his versatility. In this video, we're going to look at what makes him so versatile, and we're going to uncover his production secrets. First, let's listen to Bury Me by PinkPantheress. Even though it's in a completely different genre, it still sounds like a BNYX beat. The main reason is the sound selection. The synths he uses translate across a multitude of different styles, so to make something similar, I started by putting down this arpeggiated chord progression. Benny likes to use sounds that most people wouldn't pick, like the synth on What Went Wrong by the Kid Laroi. It sounds super detuned, and I'm sure 9 times out of 10 most producers would skip it, but Benny made it work. Keeping that in mind, I wanted to process our main sound in a unique way. To do that, I used this crazy granular plugin called Autochroma, as well as Portal, then a compressor so you can hear all the glitchy textures clearly, and finally an EQ. On top of that, we have some more synth elements. As the PinkPantheress song progresses, you can hear this gliding lead sound come in, so I added something similar. Second to last is a piano. Towards the end of Feelings by PinkPantheress, Benny added this simple piano melody. Finally, I wanted to take one element from Travis Scott's K-pop. Switch. There's this distorted vocal-like sound that helps transition between sections. To make something close to it, I found a vocal accent, added some distortion and reverb, and it sounds like this. As mentioned earlier, you know it's a BNYX beat as soon as you hear it, and another big reason for that is the bass. To replicate it, you need a hard, dark synth bass. Notice how I left some gaps? I filled those gaps with another super jumpy bass that brings so much rhythm. Also, the bass has a delay on it, again something that 9 times out of 10 a producer would not do. The drums are quite simple, starting with a rim. Then we have some hi-hats. And finally, we have a spaced out kick because the bass is doing so much of the work. I just wanted to quickly let you know that I've launched a second channel for cook-ups and other tutorials that wouldn't make it onto the main channel. This channel is all about you guys, so go subscribe, watch the videos, and leave a comment, let me know what you want to see. Okay, let's get back into the video. As well as synths, another one of Benny's go-to instruments is the guitar. Take a listen to I Thought That I Needed You by the Kid Laroi. To make something similar, I put down these chords. Then I processed them with a preamp, amp, compressor, delay, and EQ. On top of the guitar, you can hear some washed out vocals. Another key element of BNYX's production. On Heaven on Earth by Lil Tecca, he pitched them up, making them sound like a female voice, so to do something similar, I recorded in this melody. That night in December. Then I put them in voice, picked a preset, pitched them up, added an EQ delay, reverb, and lossy, giving it that filtered sound. Benny never strays too far from his roots, so of course there had to be some synth elements in this beat. First, we have a lead, and on top of that we have a pluck playing an arpeggiated melody. Not only does BNYX take pop inspiration for his melodies, but also with his drums. Listen to Can't Stop It by Yeet. All the artists that Benny works with seem to trust him and are willing to do different things on his different beats. For R&B, I clicked in this acoustic drum pattern. Underneath that, I added an acoustic bass. And finally, I added some more typical BNYX style drums, starting with a snare and hi-hat. I used a triplet style bounce, which is very prominent on BNYX's Yeet production. Next, we have a super hard 808. BNYX has perfected the art of having a sound without making the same beat over and over again. When you're trying to branch out into other genres and do different things, don't feel like you have to completely switch up everything. Stay true to yourself. This is the reason Benny gets artists to hop on unique beats, because he combines what's familiar with something different. Being versatile will make you a much better producer, and as BNYX shows, it's not as hard as you think.